Hey, and welcome to CS 2020. This is Miriam. I'm here with Philippe Loeb of Dassault Systèmes, and to talk about consumer technology in Dassault. So tell us a little bit, Philippe, what are you doing at CES? Dassault is kind of better known for 3D software that's used by lots of companies.
Well, you're very kind saying that we are known for 3D software, because in general, what people tell us is, don't you do airplanes? Which
I'm sure you get that question a lot. Well, obviously, maybe people watching this don't even know about that part. So.
Absolutely. So Dassault, it's a family name, and we are a family-driven, family-owned business, which makes it possible for us to really work on the long term. And Dassault, Marcel Dassault, was a genius, and the guy was one of the best designers of airplanes in the world in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Created a big group named Dassault Aviation, and in the late 70s, the people designing aircrafts wanted to listen to nature, and listening to nature is flying away to create a better wing,
right.
That's going to better fly in the air.
Uh-huh.
And the solution they found was to use computer science, because you want to make a simulation of the wing in the air. And that's how they started to develop software applications. Nothing was available on the market back then. And they created a software named CATIA that became CATIA, which was then understood by Dassault Aviation as another kind of business. Software is not aviation. So they did a kind of spin-off. They created Dassault Systèmes.
Right.
And 30 years later, we are 20,000 people. We do incredible software to design, to simulate, to optimize, thanks to the power of computing science and 3D in all kinds of businesses.
Exactly. And so because of that, you now have a lot of companies out there, large and small, using your technology, using your software, and you're a leader in the world of 3D.
Absolutely.
3D modeling, 3D, all kinds of 3D tools.
Yes.
And from that came out the incubator. So tell us about that.
So because we are now almost the standard for designing products in 3D, we are in touch with so many different types of customers in many industries. Of course, we started in the world of aerospace and transportation, cars and so on. But the more we were working with customers, and the more we understood that everybody wants to innovate, everybody wants to be precise, want to simulate, to optimize. And that led us to talk with companies in charge of consumers. Many of my customers are in consumer-driven industries. So, for example, Procter, they do Pampers, they do Tide.
Yes.
You know those products.
Of course, everybody does.
Yeah. Do you know that those products are created using our software?
3D modeled diapers.
Yes.
You heard it here first?
Absolutely. So we do modeling of the diaper. We do modeling we simulate how the baby is going to be in the diaper.
Okay.
We simulate the leak.
Uh-huh.
We can simulate how the material is going to absorb and make the baby happy.
Exactly.
And more, it's not just 3D modeling. We do all kinds of modeling.
Of course.
We do formula. We do manufacturing modeling, systems, user experience. Everything can be modeled in the computer, so that you do things right the first time and you innovate better.
Yeah, and you can also, and then you start having to learn to work with large data sets, and then you start building tools to work through these data sets, so it's no longer just 3D.
Absolutely.
And you do all kinds of computational stuff. And so every time you try to solve a problem, you get a set of tools you create in-house, and then you kind of apply that to the industry.
Absolutely. And then we connect those tools together, so that we connect the industries together.
So now we're at CS. And so you talked about consumer and consumer tech, and how Dassault has really been kind of entering into that, especially with the incubator.
Absolutely.
And so tell us a little bit about why you came. I know it's the second year you're at CS, but why also, what are the companies and what is happening basically for you and for your ecosystem of companies here at CS?
So first, probably, I don't know, 1/3, maybe half of the companies introducing new products at CES are our customers. So we were already there.
Right.
Nobody knew, but we were there. But working with them, we also understood that innovation is coming from new types of companies. Startups, the the millennials and then the Z generation, those guys who are willing to launch products which are going to be better for them, for the planet. So that led us to the conclusion that we need to partner with those small companies. We need to listen to them. We need to help them innovate with consumers, for consumers. And this is why we decided to be more visible at CES, to send a strong signal to the market that yes, Dassault Systèmes can help small companies, mid-sized companies, large companies innovate with consumers, for consumers. And this year, on our booth, we are showing different things. The one I love the most is the next generation mobility solution.
Uh-huh.
And you know what is the mobility of the future?
Sharing.
Sharing, maybe.
Subscription-based.
That's a very good answer. Pod. I'm going to answer differently. Okay. I pretend it's your shoe.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And the question is, how do we reinvent the shoe so that the shoe becomes your partner all day long?
That's right.
And we have a partnership with a company named ECCO, ECCO, which is a well-known company. They do very, very comfortable shoes. It's a Danish company. It's not a huge giant. It's not Adidas or Nike, but it's still quite big. And those guys told us, we are doing very comfortable shoes, but now we would like this to be comfortable for each and every consumer differently.
Tailored, custom.
Tailored, personalized. And for that, we put our engineers together, and we developed incredible solution. Last year, we showed how we could do custom midsole. The midsole is like the damper of the shoe.
Inside the shoe,
and basically, we scan the feet. We look at how your feet is putting pressure on the ground by having an analysis of somebody walking on a treadmill, and we generate the right shape of midsole, which then we 3D print in store with ECCO, and you get a custom shoe, tailored shoe, just for you, for your comfort, in 30 minutes. That was last year.
Right. When you mentioned mobility, I thought you were going to talk about Canoe, which is another
Absolutely.
one of your companies, which is why I was leading you with the pod, the sharing.
I understand that, but I think people need to think about their feet. Everybody has, of course, a very particular relationship to the foot. Everybody is different. So why should we have the same shoes?
Exactly. And when you and I were talking earlier, you were telling me about how the future might look, right?
Yes.
With modern devices like the phone I'm using right now, you can do depth sensing with the front camera.
Absolutely.
So imagine a future where maybe you could scan your feet,
Yes.
the sole of your feet with an app,
Yes.
and then maybe put your phone down in a corner of the house and walk towards the phone or something, and then submit that content to the company that you're ordering, ECCO, online, and you get custom shoes delivered, right?
Absolutely. So indeed, using the shoe, the phone in order to capture the shape, the envelope of the foot is absolutely doable. So could be coming to market very, very soon. Indeed. Then when it comes to understanding the pressure of the foot, because still in the end it's about how the foot interact with the planet. Unless you walk on your phone, which might not be recommended, we still believe it's smarter to put some kind of sensors in the shoe, and this is what we have developed this year and that we are showing at CES.
Understood. Now you just need to partner with Withings and scale companies to get that incorporated.
I fully agree with you. And the more data we will get about people, the better solution for them we can generate.
Because that's what you do.
Absolutely.
You create tools to work on large data sets.
Yes.
And there's no larger data sets today than 3D data sets, right?
Absolutely. And
so,
you multiply that by the number of people on the planet.
Wow. Yeah.
So this is a very big data, but we can, I believe, come with smarter solution so that consumers really benefit from us. You know?
So there you have it. Basically the story of how an airplane company that became a 3D modeling company is now becoming a consumer focused company. And has an incubator with some really interesting startups and other companies here at CES, and is here in Vegas at CES.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to add, Philippe, before we wrap up?
No, we are just for the people listening us, just go to our website, go to 3D Experience, to the platform. Make sure you understand, give us ideas, challenge us. come to us with your problems, your desires, and I'm sure we can invent better products for you, personalization, but also for the planet and society at large.
Fantastic. So yeah, I will link to these in the video description below. So check it out. And thank you so much, Philippe, for being on the show and for being on the video. I really appreciate your time, and this is a very interesting perspective to hear from you.
Thank you very much. See you
All
soon.
right.
See you
Thanks.
next year.
Yeah. Stay tuned for more coverage from CES 2020, folks. And please subscribe, like the video, tell your friends, comment below, hit that little notification bell. And remember to subscribe to the podcast at mobiletechpodcast.com. Cheers, everybody.